Hey, and welcome back, you guys, to my channel. This here is Starburst, and we're getting a little sneak peek of him. Isn't he such an amazing creature? He is currently crawling up my arm. It's probably the most he's interaction I got from him. Right here. Hopefully he doesn't jump, but this, you guys, is the back end of him with his little tail. Looking for some food. Exploring outside his cage right now. And this is a leopard gecko. As you can tell, he has all those beautiful spots on. Yes, look at them beautiful spots, you guys. He's a wonderful little boy. He is a year and I want to say 18 months, maybe a little more. Yes, look at that cute little boy. And this is a bioactive cage. I'm about to redo another one, make it about 75, maybe 55, 3 by 2 by 2. I think that's a 75-gallon tank if I was to do it in gallons. But yeah, this is my sweet, sweet boy. Look at those beautiful markings. And he is nocturnal, as you can see. He only comes out at night. That's why I haven't did a video on him, because he's a nighttime animal. And normally Amir, my son, is in here screaming and hollering, so it's hard for me to video at night sometimes because of that. But he is very, very adventurous right now and coming out. This is my first active cage I have. Bioactive, I should say. He was my first one, and he is my first reptile, so he is the one that kind of got me into the reptile community. Yes, look at him. He is just so gorgeous. He recently shed it a while ago, so this is like his new skin. So about this time, they don't really they shed, but they're not really growing that much, because they do most of the growing in the first year of their life. He does mainly eat insects, so like superworms, mealworms, doobie roaches, hornworms, stuff like that he normally eats. And one cool fact about him is he can lose his tail, but it will regenerate. But when they lose their tail, they don't chop their whole tail off sometimes. They can chop it off in little pieces. So like, let's say the end piece got caught on something, he can probably just take it off like about, I don't want to touch him too much, about right here, and he'll have the rest of his tail. And then he'll just regrow that little portion of his tail right here. He'll regrow that portion. Another amazing fact about him is they store their food in this portion of their tail. So all their food storage goes in there, and that's where they, if they go into Burmination, which is like hibernation, but Burmination is for reptiles. It's the reptile version of it, and I think I'm saying it wrong. But the cool fact is that's where he stores. Like I said, he stores his food there. So if he was to go into Burmination, I think I'm saying that wrong, but hibernation basically, he wouldn't have to worry about any food because it's right there in the tail. That's where he would so he's not starving basically. So these guys, they're not as quick to lose their tail because, like I said, that's where they keep and hold their extra food. So they try not to just wiggle their tail off like the crested gecko. I think he just pooped. No, he just threw some stuff out of his cage. It's okay. But this one is a male. Let me see if I can show y'all why he's a male. See if I can get his underbelly real quick. Come on, lift your little tail up. And you see those two balls right there? Makes him a male, 100% male. I'm gonna leave that alone. Basically, when I made his tank, it's basically topsoil, 70% topsoil, and 30% sand, which mimics their outside where he lives. And then you just have the plants that would grow, kind of withstand, in this case, really good heat. So he does have a basking area, which is on this side. That's where he spends most of his time. And then this is more the cooler side that he stays on when it gets too hot on that side. He does have water, and then the little hamster bowl is going to be where his food is at. That's the little noise you hear. And inside also, I will be able to show you guys, is my cleanup crew. So my cleanup crew is mainly kept under here. They like to stay where the water is, or something very wet. I can show you that once he moves, because I don't want to like scare him while he's trying to go hunt. Also, which is another cool fact about him, is his tail has like, it will move in a, like, I'm gonna use my finger, like in a wiggly shape, like really slowly. And they said he does that to kind of distract his prey. They'll look at his tail when he goes for a strike. So that's also how you know they're in hunt mode, because they'll wiggle their tail like very slow, kind of like a snake, like a rattlesnake, not a rattlesnake, but a snake sometimes will use their tail as a way of luring his prey. So think of it like that. This is about on average how big they would get. I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. I was not actually prepared to do a video. He was really, really active and, crawling on my arm. So I just took a moment to do a video. So here I am doing a video. And this is like probably the most active I've seen him in a while. So I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to get this footage. The water we use is this, we actually switched. What water do we use now? It's not like normal, it's not like spring water. I forgot what it is. We'll come back. I'll leave that in the comment area. But right now he is eating superworms. One thing I like about superworms is they don't turn into like a beetle or anything like that. So they just mainly stay a worm. So I can handle that. I can handle that. I know the mealworms, they actually turn into like a cleanup worm is what they said. But them things can get big depending on the size of the mealworm. So as you can see, he's like climbing on me. He is like really enjoying being out his cage today. So I'm just kind of letting him do that. And I'm also just kind of letting you guys get a nice feel for him. Sorry, my camera. I'm holding the camera, but also because he's on my hand, I want to make sure he doesn't fall off my hand. Um, so that's why the camera's kind of moving slow or not catching up, because I am making sure I don't drop him or he jumps out of my hand. I want to make sure like he's still in his cage if he were to jump off my hand, because this probably will be when he would jump off my hand. Jump off is right in my hand. So I always want to make sure that my hand is kind of in his cage when I'm filming. That way, um, he's the safest. So I do apologize in advance for the camera kind of being offset. Um, but yeah. Also, they do have ears. They do have ears on the side of their head. They have like little holes on the side of their head, and that's what they're using. You see his little tail's kind of moving a little bit. Keeps like, yeah, but he's kind of listening. Trying to check out his environment, like, hey, what's going on? Um, so he's doing a lot of exploring. Like I said, I am about to build him a bigger cage and kind of do what I did with the crested gecko and do like a 3D enclosure where the walls will have like stuff for him to climb on, things where he can hide a little bit. He'll have a lot more plants. So that is a project that I plan on doing on this channel. I just got to get this stuff for it, which I'm planning on doing when I get a paycheck. As you can see, everything is when I get a paycheck. But yeah, I don't know if I told you his name. His name is Starburst. Um, and I guess when I named him, I kind of wanted a name that, was kind of like dual sex a little bit, just in case it was a female. Because at the time when I got him, he was like, he was small, like think of the crested gecko. He was like that small. And that's why, like, I wanted to kind of give him a unisex name. So if it was a female, Starburst isn't, Starburst can be a girl name too. So, but it is a boy, like I showed y'all. Um, and this is like probably the most he has let me hold him. Like I said, because of my son, he can kind of get a little rambunctious. So he gets a little more scared, and I don't really handle him around my son because I'm trying to teach my son how to be around animals and still be safe, and give them the respect that they need as animals, and you know as well. So but yeah, you guys, I hope y'all enjoying all these clips of Starburst. Also, another cool thing about their pattern is when they're young, their spots and everything kind of change. Like the pattern changes a little bit each shed while they're young until they get their final like skin pattern, I guess you can say. And then every time they shed, it will be the same pattern. It would just be each time it would just be him outgrowing his other form, basically skin. Another thing is he actually will eat his skin. Um, Unlike some other reptiles, they may not eat their skin when they shed, but he actually eats it. Like the crested gecko, he will eat it, but the not as much. You'll probably see when he gets a little bigger, you'll see him like kind of leaving his skin around, where he actually will eat all his skin, his shed off, which is kind of cool because I caught him one time doing it, so it's really cool. The way to tell that he is in shed is he gets ashy, so he turns like a pale white. Like right now, you can see that his color is showing well. So he, like I said, he just came out of shed, maybe about a week or so ago. So that's how you know he's not in shed. When they come out of shed, you do need to check their toes. You see how small his toes are. So if he was to go to shed, I always make sure his little toes, he cleared his paws or his toes. I'm sorry, dogs here. To make sure that the shed got off his foot. So that's one thing you need to shed. Also, those as he gets older, they do sometimes, like, the shed will get stuck on their feet. So sometimes they can lose little toes that way. That's why I keep water also, not only just for him to drink, but also so that if he got stuck on shed, he can actually go in the water and kind of peel it off that way to loosen it up. So that's one thing they can do. Also, I make sure that his ears don't have shed stuck in them, and I also make sure his eyes and nose is clear of shed as well. So when you get lizards, please make sure you check their eyes, their little noses, their ears and feet. When, like, the lizards this small, that's the key areas you need to check when they're shedding, just to make sure, like, they're shedding properly, because those, as they get older, sometimes they get harder to shed. So he's not in. I was trying to show y'all him eating, but I don't think he's gonna eat while we're watching him. But yes, this is my. Oh, I love Starburst. Like, he is probably one of my favorite reptiles out of the two that I have. Mainly because, you know, this is my first one, so you know how we all love our first babies. So yeah, he is my first boy, my first reptile. So, you know, like I said, he started everything for me when it comes to the reptile family. I do plan on getting another one, a female. They might be my first breeding pair, just to test out how to breed. Nothing serious. Not even, like, not trying to do nothing serious, but it won't be no time soon. It'll probably be next year sometime if I experiment with it. But he'll probably be, him and his girlfriend, whenever I buy her, will probably be my first two. Him sitting on my palm like this is a good sign. Lets me know that he's relaxed. Two, he is soaking in the heat from my hand, because it is your body heat. So he is loving that right now. And this is kind of, yeah. So as you can see, he is a very good boy. Like I said, this is probably the most active he's been in a while. When he's shedding, I normally don't bother him, just because it could be a stressful process for them, and it's when they're most vulnerable when they're doing that. So I kind of leave them alone, let them, you know, shed. Plus, he doesn't really eat when he's about to shed. So like I said, I leave them alone. I leave him alone when he does that. But I always kind of check up on him, make sure he's good in the morning. So yeah. But if you like the content that I am putting out, please like and subscribe below. I'm enjoying doing this kind of content for you guys. Oops, hold on for a second. Yeah, I enjoy doing this kind of content for you guys and putting these videos together. Like I said, I know these videos are a little rough because I'm filming with my phone, but I will be getting a camera soon so that it'll be a little easier to film. So y'all just bear with me. They will be getting better, I promise. But yeah, this video, so like I said before, like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing, the content. If you have questions, you can always comment below and I will answer them for you. And yeah. So I guess I'm going to close this out, wrap this up, and let y'all watch Starburst for a little bit longer, and then go ahead and end this video today.